Well, welcome everyone. So I want to welcome everybody to spring. I'm going to share my little theme for today. Flowers don't worry about how they're going to bloom. They just open up and turn toward the light, and that makes them beautiful. And since I messed that up, I'm going to say it again. Flowers don't worry about how they're going to bloom. They just open up and turn toward the light, and that makes them beautiful. And Jim Carrey wrote that. I love that. So this is a really beautiful time right now, especially at the beginning of spring equinox. And so what's happening right now is we have equal dark and light. So we now are invited to embody that balance and equanimity as we pause along with the earth. So we're going to really just have that be part of our practice today. And we're going to hold that middle space and activate our 0 point of neutrality. So it's a beautiful, beautiful time for us to get clear around our intentions and projects, creative endeavors that are calling us into action. So on that note, we shall begin. All right, so let's walk. Let's do our little circling. And just have your hands, your arms, your hands are nice and relaxed, and arms have their natural flow. And I just noticed I'm going in the opposite direction of what I usually start with. So sometimes it's good to just mix things up. So when you're ready, go the other way and just know that as you're circling here, creating your sacred space to practice in, you're also creating that sacred space within you. Okay, so then we'll find our spot maybe right in the center of where we were circling. And just begin here with a little joint opening. We're going to start from the feet up. So let's shift on over to the right. And if you'd like, you can keep that foot down, or like we've been doing, just circling around like that. Or start your balancing right here, and you can engage the whole leg and circle around. And you can put your hands on something to balance if you need. Let's go the other way. So circling. And this is nice for all of us who are needing to do things for the hips, because this actually really helps warm up that hip, loosen those joints. We'll shift on over, and we're going to either keep the toes down and circle around. And you can, let your body just kind of move with it. It's nice to do it this way too. But if you are ready to kind of spring into balancing, go for it. And then feel free to engage that whole leg. You can do whatever you want with your arms to help you balance here. And let's go the other way. I always feel like I'm stirring a pot, as I've mentioned probably before. It always feels like I'm getting the edges of that pot. Oh, don't forget that piece over there. Okay. So now we'll move on up to our knees. So we're going to bring our feet together, and you'll do your little tiger's mouth with your, they're kind of like little L and J, but just relax your other fingers. So right over the kneecaps, the knees are going to gently press into each other, and just circle around. So the gentle pressing in is helping stabilize the knees. So it's really important. You shouldn't feel any pain here. And we'll go the other way. And hi, Marcy, I see you come in. Good to see you. Okay, we'll come back up. Moving on up. Moving on up. Let's move on up to our hips. We're going to have our feet be about shoulder width apart, and we'll circle around. Circle, circle, circle at your own comfortable pace. So joint loosening, warming up the body. And Cynthia, it's so good you had a walk before this. It's such a great thing to do before Qigong is to walk, and for yoga too. Great too. That really gets the synovial fluid moving. Let's go the other way. Okay, and we're going to move on up to our shoulders. So we're going to circle them around. We'll go forward first, up and back and down. Just let your arms follow the lead of your shoulders. Go the other way. Okay, and then from here, our wrists and hands and fingers, just circling them around. We'll go the other way. And I'm kind of doing this like thing with my fingers too. I do that in slow motion. And we'll move on up to our neck. So let your chin just gently move towards your chest. Start to you'll either do little half circles here. I'm going to demonstrate those first. Going to the side and down and center. If you're going to take your head back, I always say, keep your mouth closed. And it's just easier on the neck. We'll just go 2 or 3 times in one direction if you're circling. And whenever you're ready, you'll go the other way. Or you'll just continue your half circles. Okay, so then just do a little free form, whatever it is your body kind of needs. We always add that in the mix here. So let's find our Wuji, our standing meditation pose, and we'll just connect with the palms of your hands, just rub them together, the hearts in our hands, and then just feel the balls of your feet. You can kind of even like rub them into the ground. Such a special time right now, spring equinox. So just know that you've got your 5 hearts that are, just give them attention right now. 2 of the 5 hearts are in the balls of your feet, palms of your hands, and then of course in your chest. So we're going to bring our hands right in front of our lower energy center. Relax your belly, our lower dantian. So we have a little bend in the knees. The balls of our feet are connecting with the earth beneath us. Soften your belly, slow your breath. Allow the crown of your head to point straight up to the sky. So in our lower energy center where we are cultivating fresh energy. So we'll begin with doing just that. So let's have our arms come out to our sides, palms are down, connecting with earth energy. Just start to lift your arms up, halfway up, palms up. Lift your arms and then shower yourself with earth and sky energy. When the palms are up, we're connecting with sky energy. So the best thing when we're doing these moves, we're going to repeat them as you know. Halfway up, palms up. How we're connecting with sky energy. The best thing is just to be in the flow of the movement. The less thinking we can do, the better. We bring our mind into our body in this practice. You can have your eyes opened or closed. Just allow yourself to be in the flow of these gentle movements. That's when we really reap the benefit. And slowly we're going to start to turn to our left. So see if you can turn from your waist without overthinking and just start to lift your arms up. Same kind of halfway point, you turn your palms up and then you'll turn towards center and lower your arms down. So what we're doing here is receiving chi, energy, light from all directions. And just feel the balls of your feet really connected to earth. And keep your crown pointing straight up to the sky. And these movements should feel easy and comfortable. There is effort, but just enough, not too much. Effortless effort. Because the real challenge here, and I'm going to share it because it's important to acknowledge, is just that we're on our feet for this whole practice until we meditate. So that's huge. That's not easy to do. And we're in, and now you just gently come out of the movement. So now just do whatever free flowing movement you want to do to allow that earth and sky energy just to flow through you. And maybe it is a shake or a coming off one foot. You're going to decide whatever it is you need. But the mere standing for this long it's so good for us. It's good for our bone density. So the movements are relatively simple. So just remember to relax your belly, connect with the balls of your feet, the hearts in your feet. Feel your hands like little feelers, just receiving energy. And we release too. We release whatever needs to be released. So we were talking at the beginning about how we have equal light and dark right now. So we're going to really connect with that place of centeredness within ourselves with Earth Mudra. So we're going to place one hand just right at your lower belly, right at your lower dantian, your lower energy center, and the other hand, we've done this before, at the heart. So just breathe here. This is the Earth Mudra, hand position. Just feeling that connection to our beautiful Mother Earth. Very gently Let your hands switch places at your own comfortable pace. Just feeling that wholeness, completeness, centeredness. So now we're going to do what's called centering. We're just going to keep the right hand where it is and just lift your left arm up, like making one half of beautiful earth. And then we'll come down the center of right in front of your face, down, and then switch hands. That's it. That's it. So your eyes can be opened or closed, just flowing with these gentle movements, moving meditation. And for some of us, it's a lot easier than sitting meditation. So just allow your mind to enter into the flow of these gentle movements. When you've completed your last one, just let your hands be right in front of your lower belly for a moment, and then any movement you need. So see what it is. Let that energy of centering kind of move through you. And then when you're ready, let's find our standing meditation pose, Wuji, connecting with our energy bank that's fueling our other energy centers and fueling our cells with good, healthy, fresh energy, and our organs and bones and blood and fluids, muscles, tendons, ligaments. I could go on and on. So that's what's happening here. Let's lower our arms. And this next one is called Residing in Radiance. And we've been practicing it quite a bit. So we'll bring the hands right in front of the belly again. And this is where we turn toward the sun. So we're just going to imagine we have the sun behind us. You're welcome to, wherever you are in your room, if you know where the sun is, you could turn toward it, but you don't have to. Just use your imagination. It really is enough. And we'll keep one hand in front at the Sea of Chi, the lower Dantian. The other hand, remember, we take the top of your hand and just place it gently on your lower back, like right behind this front hand. You kind of look like this. And this is called, in the back, right behind the Sea of Chi, it's called Gate of Life. And now we're going to gently switch hands. Okay, so now we'll bring the back hand forward. And both hands now are in front of the Sea of Chi. And we'll start to take the right arm behind us and just twist comfortably. You can move your hips. And you're gathering light from the sun, the warmth and the light, and bringing it right into the Sea of Chi. And we go with the other arm. So here we get a nice twist. You can let your hips move as I mentioned. So go to where it feels comfortable for you. Don't overreach, just enough reaching. We really practice what's enough in this class. Like, what's enough effort? Residing in radiance, turning towards the light and just shining. Just like that beautiful quote of Jim Carrey's. Okay, when you've completed your last bringing in that light and warmth from the sun, just pause for a moment, and then whatever movement you need to let that new energy flow. So whatever, a little stretch, squirm, shake, shimmy, little dance. Do whatever you need. Okay, and now we'll find our standing meditation. Wuji. So let your hands just rest right in front of your sea of chi, your lower dantian. So just as a reminder, we're going to lift our hands to our middle energy center, right in front of our hearts. And then lift your hands right in front of your upper energy center, right in front of your forehead. And then we're going to slowly start to settle the chi. Settle the chi. Into our lower energy center again. So when we fuel this energy center, it's fueling the other energy centers. Now let's lower our arms and start to shift. So we'll shift on over to our left and just reach out your arms and open up like a big star. You can keep those right toes down or start to balance. And if you want to flex and point that foot, you can, and you can move in your star. And when you're ready, I bend this left leg to lower this foot, and then I bend that leg and I shift safely over to the right. You can move your hands toward each other as you open up into another star. Keep those toes down or lift and move. Maybe flex and point that foot. Open up and shine. And then slowly lower. And you'll do your shifting. And we've been talking for a year about how important it is for us to do all these things we do here, the pausing and the shifting, slowing down, not overthinking. Good stuff. Good stuff. So play in your star. Open up. Go to the edge of your star. Maybe it'll become a falling star. Breathing calmly. Any way you want your arms. Let's do one more on each side. Can't get enough of good balancing. It's so good for us to practice balancing. I have a very talkative right knee. So if you're hearing the crack, it's talking to me. It's not hurting me at all. but it's just talking to me. Okay, so come to center. Just gently lower your hands, remembering we always come out of each Qigong move so as not to scare a ladybug or a butterfly. And then any move you need here, whatever stretch you need, whatever you need. We always do our own little free flow here. You can move like a gentle breeze, whatever you need, just to let that energy flow. And then find your standing meditation, Wu Qi. Relax your belly, breathe naturally, calmly. A little bend in your knees. Hands are like feelers, they're just very soft. We'll lower our arms. This is called lifting the spirit. So we'll lift arms up. And gently take your arms in front. And the hands kind of turn toward each other a little bit. Lift arms up. You can look up and lower your arms out and down. Step back a little bit. So you lift and hands come gently in front and up. Now when you lift arms up, remember we always keep shoulders down to keep them safe. So you can breathe comfortably your own way, or you can inhale, lift up here. Exhale forward. Inhale up. Exhale out and down. So see if that breath pattern works for you. Inhaling, exhaling, inhaling, exhaling, lifting the spirit. Let's do one more. And when you gently finish, do whatever movement your body wants to let that new energy flow within you. Okay, let's have our hands gently come in front of our Sea of Qi, our lower Dantian, lower energy center. Maybe you'll start to sense how this energy center, which is our energy bank, is filling up, recharging. Start to lower your arms. This next movement, Qigong movement, is called turn. It's called Owl Turns Its Head. Look, I'm wearing an owl shirt. Owl turns its head to release the weight of the world. Okay. So here we go. So with the arm, we've done this too. This is the arm movement. You can really get a nice little opening here too as you do that. We'll also turn our head. So you're going to turn to where it feels good. You don't want to overdo. You want this feeling really good on your neck. And then you turn the hands back when you bring your head to center. And then slowly turn the other way. And remembering not to overdo. It's so easy to overdo. So the goal here is slow and easy. I don't know why we complicate things as adults. Children don't complicate things. but adults tend to do that. So just simply turning our head to where it feels good. And then we come back. And I know you all know this, I close my eyes so much in this practice, but when I'm doing owl, I try to keep my eyes open because owls do this. They turn their heads, they look and they see everything. So I try to really keep my eyes open and notice what you notice. Okay. So owl turns its head to release the weight of the world. Come back to center for a moment, and then whatever movement you need to let that new energy flow. And then we'll find I always like to kind of come off one foot and the other, just because we're on our feet for so long. It's good. It's really good. We're in training. That's what this is. This is training. So relax your belly. There's a little bend in your knees. Feel the balls of your feet connecting with the earth. Crown of the head connecting with the sky. Lower our arms, and since we're celebrating spring, we've done lots of centering as we talked about, that there's equal light and dark right now. So that centered feeling that the earth is going through right now. Now we're going to open our legs a little bit, and we've done this before too. This is Lotus Flower. So you can see I'm kind of getting my body ready for it. So what's going to happen here is we're going to be doing a little bit of bending. And here, instead of having the weight of your body on the balls of our feet, which we've been doing when our feet are hip width or shoulder width apart, now it's more toward the middle or heels of our feet. And we're going to let just gently the tops of our hands touch, okay? So the hands are representing roots right now. So just let them be very soft, okay? Even though the roots that we sense when we see them for the trees, they're really strong. Well, they're strong, but they're also able to go into the earth. They're able to really move. So just keep them soft. Keep your hands soft. And we're going to start to bend our legs. You're going to bend to maybe just a little, or maybe you'll go more. I don't want this hurting your knees. So don't go to where it hurts your knees. And also your tailbone is staying down, so you're not sticking your bum out. So just coming down, just connecting with our roots for now, okay? You'll go to where you can. So building strength in those leg muscles. Okay, now whenever you're ready, you're going to start to come up. And now the little flower is going to start to emerge. So here's where we make our little lotus flower. Thumbs touch, pinky fingers touch, heels of the hands touch. So right at your heart, and then start to lift up. And you can look up, but you don't have to. Keep your head straight if you prefer. And you just share that beauty. Just open your arms, and then we're going to repeat. So now the hands find each other first, the tops of the hands. Bend, and you assess, okay, where can I go? Where can I go? Where can I go? How are my knees? How's my lower back? We keep the mind in the body. And then when you're ready, you come up and you just start to grow. Start to grow, start to grow. The hands turn and you make your little flower, heels of the hands touching pinky finger and thumb, rising up above the water. Keep your head straight if that feels more comfortable. And we repeat. See where you want to go. You come up. And just do this at your own pace. And then we'll do one more. We're going to just let the hands find each other, the tops, the front. Bend. Hands are soft. See where we want to go here. We don't want those knees hurting, and start to grow and lift. Sharing that beauty, and then we'll just gently lower the arms, and then we're gonna step the feet in, and then whatever little movement you need, little dance. See what your body needs. Okay, and so people who are watching will be watching this later. Some of you have heard the story that I do that little flowy movement in between these Qigong and yoga moves because it was inspired by Twyla Tharp, who says we all need to squirm and move more just to let out whatever needs to be let out. It's all about staying in motion. Keep moving. Keep moving. Okay, so we'll gently lower our arms, and now let's move like water. So what we'll do is we'll step forward with one foot, and here's where we do our little going. Bend the left, make sure that knee's okay, bend your right, make sure your right's okay. So you just kind of shift, because we're gonna really allow these movements to lead the way in moving like water. So now we're going to put our arms out, but we're not going to push. It's going to look like we're doing this, but we're not doing that. It's our legs. Okay, so you're doing the legs are initiating the movement here. And let your whole body flow like your water. It's a whole different experience when we don't do this. I mean, this feels good too. But I want you to feel it in your body from your center. So even though the legs are initiating the movement, see if you can keep your awareness right in your center as you're doing this. Flowing like water. Moving from center. So when we move from center, we're able to be more centered. So let's gently bring this front leg back in. Switch, other leg out. Do your little test. How are my knees? So when you bend the left, bend the right. So when you bend the back leg, it's super important that the knee doesn't go in. That can hurt your knee. You want that knee going out. You want this knee, the front leg, it can go past the heel a little bit, but this knee, you just want to make sure it's going out, that it's not going in, because that can really hurt. So just be mindful of that. Okay, so now we'll get our flow on here, and you just breathe your own natural way. Breathing calmly, trying to keep your awareness in your center. And you've all heard me say about Bruce Lee, be water. That's what he always talked about. Be water. So these images, these nature images are so powerful. And as we've been practicing in class for a year now. We are nature in human form. So we just get to experience our true nature here and connect with all of nature. Okay, so just when you're ready, finish up slowly, and we'll bring this foot back. And then whatever little movement you need. Find your standing meditation where the balls of your feet, hearts in your feet are rooting down. Bend, little bend in the knees, soft belly. And you sense that line of energy. So see if you can really feel that line of energy from the crown of your head, down your spine, all the way down, and then all the way up, and then land, come back to your center, but sensing how you're this conduit between earth and sky. Just like all these different aspects of nature we're moving like. So as we begin spring, we're going to place the feet like we just did. So come forward with your right foot. You've already done your little testing, but you can do it again. This is called Phoenix releasing and rising. So you don't have to think about what it is you're going to release or what you're bringing in. Just let your mind just be in the flow of the movement, and that's really enough. So we're going to start to gather what we're releasing, and we're going to release it. And you'll come down to where it feels good for you, and you come back. And you're being careful with this back knee. And then come up, and you come forward and down. Just to where it feels comfortable. You don't have to go far. You come back, and we release. Just know that you're releasing whatever needs to be released. Back. One more releasing, and then we're going to receive. So now the opposite direction. So now receive. Just the knowing that you're receiving. Just knowing that you're receiving. We're not overcomplicating anything. Now we're receiving. Come back up. Our mind is in our body, so we're making sure our bodies feel good. We're modifying any of these moves to work for our own body. Let's do one more receiving. And gently lower. And then we're going to bring this foot in and the other foot out. Maybe do your little assessment here with your legs and knees. And then when you're ready, just know that we're releasing maybe a little more. Just release it, let it go. And gather more to release. Let it go. I think we're so trained to have to know this, or I have to know what to do about that. Well, you know what? In this practice, we don't have to do that because our body is just teaching us. You'll figure it out. You will figure it out. When you're ready, start to receive. We've released. And now we receive. Let yourself receive. Because what we're doing is we're flowing with life energy that's all around us. And when we're in harmony with life energy, that's when things kind of happen in really positive ways. We benefit physically with our health, our relationships benefit, our work projects, even our relationship with the bigger picture, the bigger world. So let's receive one more, bring more harmony into the whole world when we're more in harmony. So now we'll bring this front leg back, and you'll do whatever little maybe gentle breeze movement to let that energy flow. Okay. So let our hands be in front of our energy center. Maybe you're starting to see a color. Your color could be any color of nature. Give it whatever color appears for you, or you don't have to give it a color. Okay, gently lower your arms. So this is just to bring in joy. This is such a joyful season, and this is called bouncing the ball. So we've done this too, where your arm and your leg come up at the same time, and then they go down at the same time. And up. So it's just like you're bouncing a ball. It's also called marionette. Okay, one more on each side. Great. And let that joyful, playful energy just flow through you. And we'll pause in our standing meditation. So this is often referred to as the formless before the form, our emptiness stance. What happens here is we develop more equanimity, non-duality. So gently lower your arms. And you know, I love trees, so we have to move into tree pose. So let's start. We'll root down with the left leg, and you can keep your heel on your ankle if you want. You can open up branches any way you want. Start to climb your tree, maybe halfway up or maybe all the way up. Finding our balance. Sometimes it's trickier than other times. And then feeling free to move your upper body. So if you do bring the foot to the upper thigh, foot and thigh press into each other for stability. You're welcome to lift your arms, but keep shoulders down. So we lift our spirits when we lift our arms, remembering that. Hands can be soft like leaves, or maybe your little buds. There's so many little buds on trees right now. Celebrating spring. I'm looking at glowing leaves right now and branches. So when you're ready, come out of your tree. And just come to mountain pose here. We'll pause in mountain pose with hands at our heart. Feel the difference in your legs. And then shift to your right. And let's move into tree pose on this side. See where you want to have your left foot. And feel free to move your upper body. Just feeling very tree-like. Strong, strong roots. Easy growth. When we have strong roots, we have easy growth. Remembering that looking at one spot helps with our balance. And then we'll bring hands to the heart. And slowly lower your foot. And come back to mountain. Let's take a sun breath in mountain pose. So breathing in, arms out and up. Exhale, hands to heart. Bringing in all that warmth and light. Let's do that 2 more times. So we breathe in to lift up and then breathe out, bringing hands to heart. 1 more time. And now we'll just step our feet together in mountain pose and just do a little side bending mountain, lifting the arms up. Palms are staying together above you. Just lean to one side so you get a nice stretch along this whole side. Just take it to where it feels good in your body. Slowly come upright and gently to the other side. A little side stretch on the other side. Okay, come back up. And we'll bring our hands back to our heart. Standing tall, steady, like a mountain. Just release your arms down. And we're still in mountain pose with our arms down. So mountain pose is very different than Wuji, our standing meditation. Our legs are straight, feet are together. We're more upright. Okay, so from here, soften, and we're going to move like bamboo in the wind. So we're moving on our feet and just imagining the wind blowing the bamboo. So it takes quite a bit of wind to move bamboo. So as you move on your feet like this is also extremely good for our balance. Just play with it, with going a little forward and a little back, because this could really happen like while we're engaged in our lives, just kind of like, whoa, whoa. So let's get familiar with that kind of waviness. How we can catch that fall. I feel it a lot when I do this. So simple. This is probably one of the most simple, but really just really effective, just gently exploring moving on your feet. Okay. So finish that up, and then one last stretch, move, shimmy, shake that your body needs. And pausing your Wuji pose for just couple more breaths feet will be about hip width or shoulder width apart. Hips are closer together, so, you know, people often think their hip width is like this, but our hips are really, they're more like that. So you decide. Sometimes I feel a little more centered with my feet shoulder width apart. So it can be hip width or shoulder width. And when you're ready, just rub your hands together till they feel nice and warm, and let's start to spread all this good energy all over our body. So either tapping the head or massaging with your fingers, whatever feels good. It's so good to give the head lots of love for all the thinking that our brains are doing all the time. Give your head some nice love here. So let's do our foreheads, either massaging or tapping. And then right under your cheekbones, you can tap or you can massage your jaw. Relax the jaw. Back of your neck, give some love to the back of your neck, massage. Base of your skull. And then come around to your collarbones, right under your collarbones. You can tap here if you'd like. These are just little points. Let's also go to our sides, tapping. And make fists for your back, for your kidneys. Massage them. And then we'll take one hand on our heart, and we're going to start to go down the inside of our arm, spreading all this good energy, and turn and go up. Other side, down, up. And then bellies, we'll just go around in a circle. And then the other way. Okay, and I'm going to just turn sideways. We're going to do the back. Come down here. You can come down with straight legs only if it's not hurting your back. If you do come down with straight legs, engage your muscles. Otherwise, bend your legs. Around to the front. We'll do the insides of our legs. Those hips that we were all talking about that need lots of love. Let's give lots of love to the hips. One side, other side. Okay, back to would you just for a moment, just pause here. And we're going to just add one more little thing. We're going to inhale the arms up, just gathering for peaceful chi. Gathering energy for peaceful chi. And then just let your hands come down in front of your upper energy center, in front of your middle energy center, and resting at our lower energy center. And when you're ready, get comfortable for meditation, either sitting or lying down. Maybe have a sip of water. So settle into stillness at your own easy pace. Do a little scan of your body. Start with your head. Settle the thoughts. Just imagine So since we use a lot of images in this class, the mind is often referred to as the monkey mind. Monkey kind of swinging from branch to branch, like we go from thought to, we swing from thought to thought. So just imagine a monkey just finding the sweetest branch on a spring tree. And that's where that monkey's going to settle. Just let the monkey settle. And soften your eyes and your jaw. Really soften the eyes and the jaw. Soften your shoulders, your arms. Just feel that softening moving down your arms to your hands and fingers. And then shifting your awareness to your back. Just sense that softening moving down your whole back, down your spine. All the way to your tailbone. And shifting your attention to your chest, softening the chest, and seeing that softening moving into your belly. And it's just moving into your hips and pelvis, down your legs, into your feet and toes. Notice your breath. Feel the breath in your body. And let your attention, your awareness be with the rise and fall of your inhale and exhale, the expansion and rise of your inhale, and the contraction and just gentle lowering of your exhale, depending on if you're lying or sitting down. Expansion and contraction, all this, we're always moving, even in stillness. Let your mind just be with your breath for a few more breaths. And see if you can focus on your center as you take these next few breaths. Receiving on your inhale and releasing on the exhale. Releasing into more softening, more settling, which leads to relaxing. And with the onset of spring, just observe what's growing around you, within you. Flowing with the natural rhythm of life. Knowing that there is always new growth, new beginnings. So staying curious, open, enthusiastic, positive, confident, patient. For all these new blossoms to grow the way they're going to grow. Trusting the process, learning and growing. Flowers, don't worry about how they're going to bloom. They just open up and turn toward the light, and that makes them beautiful. And Jim Carrey wrote that. So breathe that in. Whenever you're ready, you can start to move your fingers and toes, maybe stretch, whether you're laying down or seated. You can flex and point your feet if you'd like. Circle your ankles in each direction. And then if you're on your back and you're ready to come back into the day, just bend your legs and roll to either side and take your time propping yourselves up. And we'll just sit tall and take a few breaths so we enter back into the day slowly. And then if you're sitting on the floor, you can touch the floor with the palms of your hands, or just let them just connect. Just know that if they're facing down, they're connecting with the ground. And then start to lift your arms up, and then we'll turn the hands, palms up, just connecting with the sky. We're just thanking the earth and the sky. Let your hands find each other. And we'll bring palms gently together. And thumbs in front of your forehead. Just being grateful for clear thinking and new visions, excellent short and long-term memory. And then let your hands come to your heart, having a loving, compassionate, open heart, kind heart. And then hands resting on your lower dantian, lower energy center, just being grateful for being centered and calm. And thank you for joining me in practice today. Namaste. So feel free to unmute yourselves if you